Hello and welcome to Horse Racing Selections at Kelso. It's Sunday, 10th of March 2024, and it's 10 to 11 in the morning. So we will be proofing these on YouTube before the first race today. And we're going to start with the 135. Don't forget we Dutch on all races here. So if you haven't heard of Dutching, it's basically where you can, you will back more than one horse in a race to a set amount to make sure that you profit, in this case, even money. Right, so we're going to start with the 135. 6 go to post here. This is a juvenile hurdle, and the winning connections will receive £4,357. Right, so our top selection in this race is That's Jet. Now, you can use any exchanges you like, or even the high street bookmakers, but what we need to do here is use Betfair, either Smarkets or Matchbook, because the prices are a lot better than the high street. But in this case, when you're doing these early in the morning, do not bet these until maybe 5 or 10 minutes before the off. In this case, the over round at the moment is 102.5, which isn't bad. The best you'll get is maybe 101 point something. But our first selection that we're going to bet on in this race is That's Jet. This is trading at the moment at 7. So we put 7 into our Betfair SP. And to the right of that, the stakes has now come up £14.29, which at a Betfair SP of 7 will return us £100. Our maximum stake for each race will be £50, and we will be trying to return £100, but it's not always possible for the last selection that you do in the race. Now, the second selection here is Ruler of the River. Ruler of the River is trading at 12.5, so we don't always come up with favourites. And the stakes here would be £8 to return £100. Our third selection is Ionopolis. Now, Ionopolis at the moment is second best and is 5.5, or in other terms is 9 to 2. And our selection there would need £18, 18 pence stakes to an SP of 5.5 to return £100. Now, so far with those 3 selections, we have staked £40 and 47 pence, and the maximum is £50. So if it needs more than £9.53 on our next horse, then that's the maximum we can have on it. And we're going for Man of Monaco, which is trading at 7.2. And that means, yes, we would have needed more than what we've got left. So £9.53 would be the maximum stake here for Man of Monaco. But this helps to be betting on 4 horses out of 6 when you don't fancy the favourite. Not saying it's not going to win, but I don't fancy the favourite. Now, we're going to have a look at Man of Monaco, because the Betfair SP we would take is 7.2, and we will have £9.53 on this horse, and it will return just over £68. So again, there will be a profit on this horse if it wins, but That's Jet, Ruler of the River, and Ionopolis will produce £100 if one of those 3 was to win, which would be double our stake. Now, remembering, when you bet with these exchanges, they will take a fee from your winnings. So normally it's around 5%, but you can get other deals out there, so do try and look for that, especially with Cheltenham coming up. So let's say the top selection won here and you returned £100. Your profit would be £50, and most bookmakers would take 5%. So you would lose £2.50 from that profit. So the 135 has given us 3 selections there that's going to return us £100, and if Man of Monaco was to win, this would give us £68 and a small profit. Moving on to race 2. This is the 210 from Kelso, just a 4 go to post here in a handicap chase, and the winning connections will receive £6,601. So back into our spreadsheet, and our top selection here is Nell's Son. So back into Betfair, we will click on the 210, and Nell's Son is now favourite at 1.95. Again, when you look at this, the over round at the moment is 1.01. This is perfect. So if you fancied it and you wanted this price of 1.95, you could lock in now. And as you can see, it tells us we need £51.28 to receive £100. Our maximum is 50. We cannot go any more. So £50 times 1.95 would return us £97.50 for a £50 stake, and a profit of £47.50 less the fees of whoever you use. So only one selection we would be able to bet in that race. Moving into the third race here, this is the 245 at Kelso, a handicap chase, 4,753 to the winner. Back into Betfair, and then we will see our top selection is Duty Calls. So Duty Calls is third in the betting at 7.8. The over round is 104.8 at the moment, so it's getting down there, but not quite yet. Leave this to a little bit later. And Duty Calls, well, 7.4. So 7.4, £13.51 stakes, return £100. Our second selection is Arctic Ambition. Now, Arctic Ambition is showing at 8.8. So 8.8 stakes would be £11.36, and this would return £100 also. And the third selection is Limerick Leader. Now, Limerick Leader is 2.98, which is between 15 to 8 and 2 to 1. That's telling us we need £33.56 on that horse. But our first two have staked nearly half our money at £24.88. So we can only have £25 and 12 pence on our third selection, so it would stake £50. So on to Limerick Leader, 2.98 times our stake of £25 and 12 pence would still give us £74 in return, would still be a £24 profit. But also we would have Duty Calls and Arctic Ambition running for £100 returns, and again in the profits you will pay a 5% deduction for most exchange bookmakers. Now, moving into our next race, this is going to be the 320 from Kelso. 10 go to post for a hurdle race, which is £6,601 for the winning connections. And our selection in this race is going to be Barbados Bucks. So let's go back to Betfair into the 320, and Barbados Bucks at the moment trading at 27, big price there, and 106.3 on the all-round percentage. So give that a little bit longer till it gets down to 101, 102. 27 on the Betfair SP. This tells you £3.70 would need to be staked at 27 to return £100. Our second selection here is Shoe Shine Boy. Shoe Shine Boy at the moment is fourth best at 8.8. And again, £11.36 stakes will return you £100. Our third selection, Cadell, is the market leader at the moment at 3.1, and this means a stake of £32.26 will receive £100 in return for 3.1 SP. Now we've laid out £47.33, so our maximum stake now can only be £2.67. And this will go on a horse called Tiger Jet. At the moment, 17.5 is the Betfair SP. We can't put £5.71 on it. All we can put on this is £2.67, and that will be our £50 stake for this race. So we have three horses running for us: Barbados Bucks, Shoe Shine Boy, and Cadell, and Tiger Jet. Well, let's get the calculator there. At 17.5 Betfair SP times £2.67 would return us £46 or thereabouts. So it would be close to getting our money back. So that is the 320 at Kelso. Small card there today at Kelso, only 2 races left now, and the next one is the 355 maiden hurdle, £4,085 to winning connections, and 8 go to post. Now unfortunately in this race we have one horse that hasn't run under rules. Now I don't bet on any horse unless they've run under rules. It can be once, it doesn't matter, but when they haven't run before, I don't have any form to go on. It has run in a point to point, but I don't use point to point form. So this race will become a no bet. And if you look here, the second favourite is Winchmore Hill. So it's a big horse really that could cost us if we leave this out. All right? And we would have given Mayertown, which is odds on, but you would never want to back odds on against a horse that hasn't run before when we don't know what it could produce. So the 355 will be a no bet. And then into the last, this is a handicap hurdle, £4,225 to the winner, and 11 go to post as it stands. So into the last there, our top selection is Good Times, Bad Times. And it's back into Betfair for the final time. And the last race there at 4:30. Good Times, Bad Times, trading at 20 at the moment. And don't forget the over round figure, 106.8. That's likely to get better than that. That needs to come down to 101. So Betfair SP at the moment is 20. That would mean we need to put £5 on this horse to return £100. And in our second selection here, we have Dream Boy. And Dream Boy, that's also in double figures. That's 12 at the moment. This tells us £8.33 would return us £100. Our third selection is Four of a Kind. Four of a Kind trading at 7.6. £13.16 would be required for that one to return £100. Our fourth selection, Eloy Dupuy. This is second favourite at the moment at 5.3 and would require a stake of £18.87 to return £100. And these four come to £45.36, leaving £4.64 left for any other selections. Forged Well is our next one. This is trading at 55, and this would require £1.82, so we still have a little bit left. And Harper Valley, well, this is 4 and is favourite, and all we can put on this one would be £2.82. So a good race to end the meeting on. We've got 6 horses, but 5 of these horses will return us £100 if one of them wins. This is Good Times, Bad Times, Dream Boy, Four of a Kind, Eloy Dupuy, and Forged Well. And if Harper Valley was to win, we've taken the price of 4 times £2.82, because that's all we had left in the kitty there, and that would give us £11 in return, a little bit back in case we get a 50 loss. So I'm just going to run through every one of those races again quickly. In the first race at Kelso today, That's Jet, Ruler of the River, Ironopolis are our 3 main £100 return horses, and a little bit there on Man of Monaco. The 210, Nelson, the only bet in that race at odds on of 195 SP. In the 245, Duty Calls and Arctic Ambition are our 2 main selections, with Limerick Leader as a little bit less. We've got in the 320, Barbados Bucks, Shoeshine Boy and Cadell as the main 3. And then with the rest of our cash, we've got Tiger Jet. Moving into the 355, this is a no bet, but I wouldn't stop anybody from having a bet in it if that's what you want to do. And in the last race, we have 5 horses playing for us: Good Times, Bad Times, Dream Boy, Four of a Kind, Eloy Dupuy, and Forged Well. And just to make up the rest of the money, we've got Harper Valley. So that's the card today at Kelso. And I hope if you have a bet anywhere, you do very, very well. And let's hope that I can get some selections in as well if you're following me. And thanks for watching, and we'll be back after racing with all the results. Thanks very much.